probably just be kind, you know, try be a nice person. Sometimes it does take an effort, but really keep that at the front of your mind.
Be careful what you say and how you say it to people, because words have consequences.
Tell us one of the most important lessons you think you've learned.
Be kind, be compassionate.
I think communication is critical in life. A lot of things that people misconceive or misunderstand it all boils down to communication. So I think communication is probably the most important thing.
One of the most important lessons that you feel you've learned.
One of the most important lessons I've learned, is that I'm in control of me.
My father instilled in me, and it always jars me, like still, like now, where we were talking about power, like, you know, we were talking about when my father was a gorilla.
I don't know how else to put that. I used to just feel out of control all the time. I used to not trust myself, my decisions. That left me really open and vulnerable to other people.
So we left the Philippines because during the Marcos era, there was a dictatorship. I don't know if you know anything about that. And so he was part of that resistance, and they were, you know, I think one of my earliest memories is being basically chased around by that. You know, my parents being chased around and my father being away in the mountains and stuff like that.
You know, there are some people who want to hurt other people, and having a support network and not being isolated means that I'm now safe, so that's really great.
And so we are fortunate enough to have come from a fairly middle-class background with family in Australia that were able to sort of escape that. You know, otherwise probably wouldn't be here. So he's interesting in a sense of, like, you know, when I ask him about power and how then we would redistribute power, you know, like you'd ask if you were king of the world, how would you do that? You know, do you then like make the Nazis suffer or whatever suffer? And he said, you can't become, I don't know what the exact word, but basically along the lines of, once you're in power, you can't then become an oppressor.
I would never become cynical, even though I've had lots of awful things happening to me, and people say, that's it, I'm never going to forgive anyone, and I'm never going to trust anyone again. Well, that's just not how I am. If I was to become a cynical, untrustworthy person, I might as well be dead, because part of who I am is just this person full of joy.
And I think that's where a lot of people who aspire to do good in the world, like, come undone, because once they then become in charge, they then oppress. They do exactly what, yeah. And that's probably one of the best pieces of advice that my father or anybody's ever given me. And I'm like, yeah, just don't be a kid, right? Like.
Having control over my own self has been so life-changing to me, because now, no matter what, if people don't treat me very well or whatever, I can see it in a much deeper way, and no longer feel that anyone in the world has the control over the ability to make me happy or not happy. It's me.
My beloved RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself,
I love RuPaul.
everyone should love RuPaul. And he's brilliant for pop psychology, but if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone
How the hell are you gonna love anyone else? Woo.